You're standing at the airport after being outside the United States for 9 months. Your green card is in your hand. The CBP officer scans it, looks up at you and says, "Step aside, please." Your heart drops. He takes you to a small room, no windows, just a metal table and one question that decides everything. Why were you gone so long? Are you still living in America? You open your mouth to explain your sick mother, your business, your family emergency, but the officer cuts you off. "I don't think you intend to live here anymore. Your green card is being taken. Sign here." One signature, and 20 years of building your life in America is gone. Most people think a green card is permanent. It's not. If you stay outside the US too long, or if your life starts looking like it moved overseas, the government can accuse you of abandoning your permanent residence. And by the time many people realize what's happening, they're already trapped in a process they don't understand. But there is one document that can reduce the risk and protect you in the exact situation that destroys so many green card holders: a re-entry permit. This is Immigration Newsroom, and today I'm going to show you how the re-entry permit works, who needs it, the biggest mistake people make at the airport, and how to apply in 2026 step by step, so you never end up in that room. First, let's talk about the trap, the mistake most people make. Here's where people fail. They leave the US for a family emergency, maybe 8 months, maybe 10 months. They tell themselves, "I have a green card, I'm fine." But when they come back, the officer at the airport doesn't just look at your card. They look at your travel timeline and your life pattern. They ask questions like, where do you work? Where do you live? Where are your taxes? Where is your spouse and your kids? Do you have a home in the US? And if your answer suggests your real life is outside the US, job abroad, home abroad, kids in school abroad, no US tax filing, no stable address, an officer may decide you abandoned your residency. That decision is not always made fairly. It's often made fast, under pressure, based on whatever facts you give them. Now here's the trick that ruins people. The officer may hand you a form and say something like, "Sign this and you can leave without problems." That form is commonly Form I-407, the document used to record voluntary abandonment of lawful permanent resident status. If you sign it, you are usually giving up your green card voluntarily. And once you sign it, fighting becomes much harder. That's why the goal is to avoid getting pressured into that moment in the first place. And if you do get pressured, you must know what to say. Now let's talk about the legal shield. A re-entry permit is a U.S. travel document for lawful permanent residents that helps you return after extended time abroad and helps show you did not intend to abandon U.S. residence. It does not make you invincible. It does not guarantee entry, and it does not erase other problems. But it can do 3 very important things. 1, it strengthens your case that your absence was temporary and that you intended to keep the U.S. as your permanent home. 2, it can help you re-enter the U.S. after long travel without having your green card treated as invalid for travel purposes in certain situations, especially when you're outside for a year or more. 3, it reduces the risk of airline boarding issues when you've been outside for a long time because airlines want to see valid documents before they let you fly to the U.S. Now here is the most important reality check. A re-entry permit does not give you permission to live abroad. It's evidence that you plan to return. If you use it like a loophole, spend years outside, stop filing taxes, move your whole life, an officer can still challenge you. The permit helps, but your overall life still matters. Now let's talk about the rule that trips up thousands of people: where you must be when you apply. You must be physically present in the United States when you file Form I-131 for a re-entry permit. You cannot file it from outside the U.S. and expect it to work. And there's another practical issue: biometrics. After filing, USCIS usually schedules a biometrics appointment, fingerprints and photo, at an application support center. If you miss biometrics, USCIS can treat your application as abandoned. That's why the safest strategy is file while you are in the US, then stay long enough to complete biometrics before leaving, if you can. Some people file and leave immediately because of emergencies. That can be risky. In some cases, USCIS may reuse prior biometrics or reschedule, but you should not assume that. If you leave, you must still manage biometrics properly. Now let's go step by step on how to apply in 2026. Step 1. Confirm you are eligible. A re-entry permit is for lawful permanent residents. If you have a conditional green card, 2-year card, you can still apply, but you also must handle your I-751 process correctly. Don't treat the re-entry permit as a replacement for your conditional residence obligations. Step 2. Download the correct form. You apply on Form I-131, Application for Travel Document. Download it only from USCIS.gov. Don't download it from random websites because older editions can be rejected. Step 3. Choose the right option on the form. On Form I-131, you must select the section for re-entry permit as a lawful permanent resident. Do not accidentally select refugee travel document or advance parole. Those are different categories. Step 4. Write a clear, truthful reason. USCIS wants to see that your travel has a temporary purpose and that you intend to return to your U.S. home. Examples of strong, simple wording. I need to travel abroad to care for an ill parent. I intend to maintain my residence in the United States and return after the temporary trip. I need to travel abroad for a temporary work assignment with a defined end date. My permanent residence remains in the United States. Avoid vague statements like travel with no explanation. You don't need a long story, but you do need a clear purpose. Step 5. Decide where the permit should be sent. Most people choose delivery to their U.S. address. It's usually the simplest. Some applicants request that the permit be sent to a U.S. embassy or consulate for pickup abroad. This can be useful but can also add complexity depending on the location and current procedures. If you choose this route, follow USCIS instructions carefully and don't guess. Step 6. Prepare your supporting documents. Include, at minimum, a copy of your green card, front and back, passport-style photos if the form instructions require them for your filing type, any additional documents USCIS requests for identity and eligibility. Strong optional evidence, recommended if you have it, that supports your intent to keep U.S. residence, U.S. tax transcripts or proof you file as a resident, lease, mortgage proof, proof of job or employment ties, utility bills or other ongoing U.S. obligations. Proof that the trip is temporary, medical letter, employer letter, etc. Step 7. Pay the correct fee. Fees change. Do not rely on social media numbers. Go to the USCIS fee page and confirm the current fee for Form I-131 re-entry permit and whether a biometrics fee applies to you. Pay exactly the way USCIS allows, usually check, money order, or credit card authorization form if filing by mail. Never send cash. Step 8. Mail the application to the correct address. USCIS has different filing addresses depending on where you live and what you're filing for. Use the USCIS direct filing addresses for Form I-131 page. Use tracking. Keep a full copy of everything you send. Step 9. Attend biometrics. When you get the biometrics notice, go. Bring the notice and ID. Do not miss it. If you must reschedule, follow the instructions on the notice immediately. Step 10. Wait for the permit and plan your travel realistically. Re-entry permits can take months to be issued. Processing times vary. Also remember, the validity period is tied to the date USCIS issues the permit, not the day you leave the country. So don't waste your validity by applying too early if you're not traveling for a long time. This is something you should plan strategically. Now let's talk about what a re-entry permit does not do, because this is where people get false confidence. A re-entry permit does not guarantee admission to the U.S., protect you from inadmissibility for crimes or fraud, replace the need to file taxes correctly, extend your green card expiration date, protect continuous residence for U.S. citizenship. Long trips can still delay naturalization. And here's another critical point. If you stay outside the U.S. for more than 1 year without a re-entry permit, you may face serious problems returning. In many cases, people then must pursue an SB1 returning resident visa process at a U.S. consulate, which is difficult and not guaranteed. So the re-entry permit is not just nice to have. For people who expect long travel, it can be the difference between coming home and getting stuck abroad. Now let's talk about what to say at the airport if you're already in trouble. If CBP pressures you to sign Form I-407, your safest response is calm and clear. I do not wish to abandon my lawful permanent resident status. I want to speak with an attorney before signing anything. If they say your green card is being taken and you'll be put into proceedings, you can say, I request a hearing before an immigration judge. Do not argue. Do not panic. Do not sign under pressure just to go home. That signature can erase years of your life in the U.S. Now, let me leave you with the simplest, most practical guidance. If you're planning to be outside the U.S. for more than a few months, do not gamble. Plan ahead. File Form I-131 while you are still inside the United States. Complete biometrics. Keep your U.S. ties strong. File your taxes correctly. Keep your home base clear. A re-entry permit is like insurance. You hope you never need it, but when you need it, nothing else replaces it. If this video helped you, share it with every green card holder you know, because this is one of those topics people only learn after they lose something precious. Subscribe to Immigration Newsroom for more step-by-step immigration guidance, and comment below. Are you planning long travel soon? And what country are you traveling to? I'll make a follow-up video on the most common re-entry permit mistakes and how to avoid airport secondary inspection. General information only, not legal advice. For advice on your specific travel timeline and risk factors, consult a qualified immigration attorney.